The FAA is investigating a mid-air collision that happened between an aircraft, a key aircraft obviously used in fighting the Palisades fire, and a drone that shouldn't have been where it was. It was flying in restricted airspace, and as a result, one of these, it's one of two so-called Super Scooper planes, has been taken out of commission for repairs. These are planes that are so essential in this fight. They can scoop up more than 1,500 gallons of ocean water and drop it on active fires.
And they work with almost surgical accuracy. CNN's Pete Montine joins us now. Pete, what exactly happened here?
Well, to put it simply, this was pretty brazen and could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. The restricted airspace has been in place over the LA fire since Tuesday, a safe space for aerial firefighting by effectively creating a no-fly zone for other aircraft. And now the FAA wants to know how a drone ended up in there. It was hit by one of the air tankers helping out from Canada, a Canadair CL-415, better known as the Super Scooper, that has been vital to this air attack. They fly out to the Pacific Ocean, load up on about 1,500 gallons of water, then swoop back in and drop that water on their target fire. This is the exact plane in question, known as Quebec 1. And these are the photos from the Los Angeles Fire Department. You can see the hole in the leading edge of the wing there. That is where the drone apparently impacted this plane.
Yesterday at the Palisades fire, unknown exactly what time this small drone hit the wing of our CL-415 Super Scooper aircraft that we currently have on contract from the province of Quebec. The pilots were unaware that they hit the drone. It wasn't until they landed at Van Nuys Airport that the maintenance staff noticed that there was a fist-sized hole in the leading edge of the wing inboard of the landing light. That Super Scooper will be prioritized for repair 24/7. It should be flying Monday. We only have two of them. Everyone should know, all of your viewers, flying a drone in the fire traffic area is not only dangerous, but it's illegal.
Most people's attention is focused on California right now, and understandably so. I've shifted a lot of my attention to what's going on in California as well, but I have a lot of people asking me, hey, what's going on with the drone story? What happened to the drones? Well, as you heard here, one of these airplanes, one of these scooper planes that scoops up water and drops it on the fires, one of them collided with a drone and they had to land. Luckily, no one was hurt. Now, I believe this is just a personal hobbyist drone. Probably someone out there just trying to get footage of the fires and devastation. I don't think this drone has anything to do with the drone story that we've been talking about. But this does show you, it gives you a small example of how drones flying around certain areas can cause certain problems. And right here, I mean, all it takes is for someone to fly a drone in one of these areas where these fires are happening, and they could literally disrupt the process of trying to put out these flames. They could cause more destruction and more loss of life by interfering with the airspace. Now, when you see stuff like that happening, and yeah, it looks like it's on accident, I think that if you're someone who's in charge in this country, if you're someone high up, if you're someone that is tasked with defending this country, you should be looking at stuff like this, and you should be understanding the threats that are being posed by the drones that are flying in New Jersey and around the East Coast. And honestly, it's all over America at this point. But that's a crazy little drone story that's going on. And now, if you try to do research into the drone story, this is the only drone story everyone's going to be talking about. No one's focused on the invasion that is still taking place, because there's only one thing I can confirm for you all, and that is that the drones have not gone away. Every single night, people in New Jersey are still recording videos of these things flying around. Just because the news isn't talking about it doesn't mean the problem went away. It's still there. And even me, as you guys know, I covered the story for months. I don't know what else I can say. I have people asking me, hey, make a drone update us on the drones, but I don't really have any updates. The only update I have for you all is that, hey, the drones are still there. But it's like, how many videos can I make pointing out that the drones are still here? How many videos can I make saying, hey, look, drones are flying over New Jersey? I've already put out dozens of videos talking about it. Nothing's been done about the problem. It seemed as if they were taking the problem seriously before the Christmas break, but then after Christmas, it's just, oh, nothing to see here, folks. But the problem didn't go away. That's what I do want to hammer in y'all's heads. Yeah, maybe the news isn't talking about it. Maybe I'm not making several videos on it every single day anymore, but that's just because I've kind of run out of things to say. I've pointed out the problem. I was pointing out the problem before the news ever started talking about it. So understand that I was talking about the topic months before it was even a trending topic. But now it kind of just, it blew away, but the drones are still there. So that's the main thing that everyone needs to know. Like, yeah, there might not be any new details. I don't have any explanations for you. If I had that type of information, I would be quick to be on here to let you all know. But as of right now, the only information that I have is that the drones are still flying around. And instead of trying to figure out what's going on here, the media has, they went ahead and went to another story. Now they're going to talk about California for a very long time, a lot longer than they talked about North Carolina or any other place that's been affected by natural disasters. They're going to be focused on California. You're going to be seeing celebrities talking about their houses burning down for months. That's what you're going to be seeing. They're not going to be talking about the drones, but luckily, Trump was questioned about the drones because, like Trump or not, he's taking office in a little over a week. And my hopes are that when he takes office, that we get some answers about these drones. My hope is, and I know, that the Trump administration will take threats like this way more seriously than the Biden administration did. The Biden administration has been asleep at the wheel, basically selling out our country. I'm sorry, but it just is what it is. The past 4 years have been a disaster, and as Joe Biden is on the way out, it is still a disaster. The country is burning down around him. But regardless if you like Trump or not, Trump claims that when he takes office, when he comes in office, he is going to update us and brief us on the drone situation. Can we trust that? I don't know. I think it's very likely that Trump takes office, they give him some certain information, and hey, maybe Trump realizes, I can't put out this info. But he was questioned about it, and he, along with others, confirmed that this is a real problem. It's still ongoing, and he plans on releasing some sort of information about it very soon, like January 21st, like within 10 days. I want to go ahead and roll this clip really quickly, though, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
I'm going to give you a report on drones about 1 day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place, too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about that?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable. And I think President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think, will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being flown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the FAA to give these states the ability to mitigate these drones. And it's sitting on some bureaucrat's desk. And that's real.
Nobody knows. They don't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Governor, you're going to say?
I was just going to say we have drones in Wyoming flying over our infrastructure as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is. They know, and it's very strange that they aren't talking about it.
So there you have it, folks. Now, I want you all to understand, don't get me wrong. I'm still looking into this topic every day. Every single day when I wake up, I'm still looking into the drone situation. It's just I don't have any concrete details to give you all other than, yeah, I could show you clips that the drones are still there, yeah. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we do get some sort of information, but who knows what's going to happen over the next 10 days. Look at how the first 10 days of 2025 has gone. It could be balls to the wall crazy in this country by the 21st. So who even knows if this will be a priority anymore? Also, like I said, we don't know what type of briefings Trump may get. They may tell Trump, hey, you can't be releasing information about these drones because it's us, it's our technology. We don't know. I'm not expecting to get the full truth from anyone, Trump or anyone else. I'm not expecting to get the full truth, but I'm hoping that we get some sort of information. And that's what we kind of have to wait on, because I don't think there's going to be any other discussions about these drones until then. The Biden administration still hasn't even acknowledged that they're real. So it's just a really weird situation. But like I said, all of the focus is on the fire. So any other news story, you might as well just throw it in the garbage bin, because no one's going to be talking about it. No one's going to be exposing things. I can tell you right now, there are things happening in this country. As everyone is focused on the fire, there are a lot of concerning things happening around the country. And part of me, I'm looking at these fires and I'm like, well, who's to say drones can't start fires? Who's to say drones can't fly around and start lighting forests on fire? It seems like a very likely scenario to me. But that's where we're at. We're fighting the flames in California and ignoring the enemy drones in New Jersey. Recipe for disaster. And it's like always, the writing is on the wall in this country. Nothing is done. And then disaster strikes. Just like in California. They were cutting the budget of the fire department. They were restricting water in certain areas that desperately needed it. The writing is on the wall. The writing was on the wall that disaster was going to strike eventually in California if drastic changes weren't made. The changes weren't made. In fact, they literally did whatever they could to ensure that it would be as bad as possible. They made California, the situation in California, as worse as it possibly could be. And then when the flames started, they just everywhere, right? Same thing with these drones. We're going to ignore it. We're going to ignore it. And then when disaster strikes, we'll talk about it for 3 weeks. And oh my God, we feel so terrible about this problem that we could have stopped from happening. So yeah, we are in a very scary place in this country right now. Especially when you consider the fact that a lot of the fires in California, they might not tell you this, but they're man-made. People are starting these fires. It's not natural. People are going around sparking these fires. And we know that for a fact. And then, as I reported to you all earlier, we got break-ins in military bases now. People are breaking into military bases, stealing weapons and armed vehicles, folks, and military uniforms. So it's as I've been saying, this country is under attack. And we just kind of got to figure out, are we under attack from our enemies abroad, or are we under attack from within? I would argue that it's both. But yeah, folks, for those of you all wanting a drone update, it looks like on December 21st, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some answers. But until then, I'll continue looking into the situation. And until then, hopefully these drones don't do anything crazy. But it's wishful thinking at this point. Let me know your thoughts about this, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.